I think the best way to clean your ceiling fans is with an old pillowcase. This is an easy hack. All you have to do is find an old pillowcase. You're gonna put it over your fan blades, and as you're pulling it off, it's gonna remove any dust that are on your fan blades. So I saw this onion hack and I really wanted to try it out. So essentially, if you get your onion wet, it's supposed to help with tearing whenever you're cutting up your onion. So I'm gonna start by just cutting the skin off of my onion. Then I'm gonna get it wet underneath my faucet, and then I'll try to cut it and see if that prevents tearing. My cutting board has water on it as well as the onion. Any tears yet? So far, so good. I kind of think this hack is actually working. Like, I would think that normally I would rinse my onions off, but I've never thought of it this way. But absolutely no tearing so far. Let me know if you guys knew about this hack. I'm a believer. I cut up my entire onion and I didn't feel teary-eyed at all. If you have a cast iron skillet, you need something to protect your hands. This is an easy one you can make with a pot holder. I'm gonna cut off this hook. I'm gonna place hot glue along this edge and here, and then I'll fold it over. You can either hold it in place or put some clips on it until it's dry. Once it dries, I'll just remove the clips, and then you have a handle that you can put on any cast iron skillet. I hate anytime I'm getting ready to bake how cold the butter is and it's just not ready to use in my recipe. Here's a hack to soften your butter in minutes. Fill a cup up with water, place it in the microwave for a minute. I'm gonna take the cup out and then I'm gonna dump the water in the sink. I'm gonna set my cup on my cold butter for 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, your butter should be softened and ready to go. Another hack I love to use in my home when I'm decorating is finding multifunctional decor pieces. So what do I mean by that? Let me show you a few examples. For instance, in my living room, I have this decorative box that I like to keep my remotes in. It's pretty and it's a great decor piece, but it's also functional because my remotes are inside. In my kitchen dining room area, I always like to have trays on hand because you can use these in so many different ways. You could put a plant on it to make a pretty centerpiece in your table. You could also use it when you have guests over to organize your plates and your utensils. I think cutting boards are one of my most used multifunctional decor pieces. You can use it to corral your decor so it looks nice sitting out on your countertop. You could also use it as a basic cutting board to cut up your fruits and vegetables. Try adding in some of those multifunctional decor pieces just to save some space in your home. If you're gonna be putting real plants into your terracotta pots, it's a great idea to actually soak them with water before you start planting because terracotta pots are really dry. You don't want it to be drawing the moisture from your plant. So run it under water, make sure it's nice and wet before you put the plants in. In a previous hacks video, I showed you how to fill up a bucket with a dustpan. Today, I wanna try a pool noodle. I know, it's kind of crazy. Let's see if it works. So same concept, I'm gonna connect my pool noodle to my faucet. I'm gonna put the other end in my bucket and see if I'm able to get water through my pool noodle to my bucket. I have my bucket down here, my pool noodle, I'm gonna connect it to my faucet. All right, it's the moment of truth. I'm gonna turn on the water. This is a pretty fun hack, but let me know if you guys would ever try this. If you're like me, you buy fresh herbs for one recipe and then you end up not using them and they go bad. So I have a hack for you to make sure that you use all of your fresh herbs because these are expensive. We're gonna make herb flavor bombs that you can add to your freezer and pull out anytime you need a little bit of extra seasoning. So you're going to need an ice cube tray. I find that these little silicone ones work best, but honestly, you could use any type of ice cube tray. You can put any herbs you want in here. I'm gonna put a little bit of minced garlic. I'm also going to add some minced rosemary in there. Next, you can add in your favorite oil, place it in the freezer. Once they're completely frozen, you can add them to a Ziploc baggie. Then anytime you need to add them to a recipe, you can just add them to your skillet. I have 2 ideas for you guys on how you can store craft supplies. So when I was in the Crafter's Square, I found this retractable holder and I thought this would be perfect for paintbrushes. So this is what it looks like out of the packaging. You're just going to unscrew it. Then the side that has the little handle on it, you're gonna take your paintbrushes and put them in. This would be great if you had to transport your brushes or if you didn't have a designated craft space. Then you're gonna take this and just slide it back on, and it easily stores all your paintbrushes. The other cool thing about this is you can customize it based on the size of your brushes. So if your brushes are a little bit longer, you can just leave it out a bit. Now another way you can store your brushes, this is great if you have a place to display them or you have a craft room, you want a clear glass from Dollar Tree. And then I also picked up some of these crushed glass pieces, but you could use rocks or anything they have at Dollar Tree. So I'm gonna cut a few of these and put them into my container. Then you can place your paintbrushes inside. The thing I like about this is it keeps them separated, so when you go to get a paintbrush, you can see the different ones that you have. So I recently learned you're actually supposed to store your bananas and apples separately. It helps them to last longer. Let me know down in the comments if you guys knew that. So I have my bananas in one bowl and my apples in another. I used to just put them together, but now I'm gonna store them separately. A lot of times I get really nervous to travel with my makeup. I'm worried that it's going to break. So here's a hack you can try when you're traveling. So if you have a compact like this would even work for your powder or your blushes. Take a few disposable cotton pads and you're just going to set them directly on your makeup. Then latch this in place and that is going to create a barrier while you're traveling so that your makeup doesn't break. Have you ever tried cleaning your baseboards with dryer sheets? It's a great hack. It picks up a lot of dirt and dust and it smells really nice. I love giving this job to my kids. Now let's say you're moving or maybe just carrying a lot of things in and out of your house and you want your door to keep from locking. You can use this rubber band hack. So you're gonna take a rubber band, wrap it around one of the doorknobs, cross it over, and then put it on the other doorknob. This is going to keep that center portion from latching so you can easily go in and out of your door. Have you ever had a Sharpie that just stopped working? That's super annoying because these are really expensive. I have a hack for you to help bring these back to life. I'm gonna add 3 drops of 70% isopropyl alcohol on the end of my Sharpie. Really? It was like 20 drops. Oops. Okay, next I'm going to take the lid, put it back on, and then you're going to shake it up, and hopefully this brings my Sharpie back to life. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if it works. Oh, wow. Okay, that brought this back to life. I wouldn't say it's as good as a new Sharpie, but if you're in a pinch, it works pretty good. If you love nut butter but don't like the separation, a hack is to actually store your nut butter upside down in your pantry. That's going to prevent the separation that happens. And then when you want to use it, you just flip it over and it's ready to go. Have you ever been out at the store and wished that you had a measuring tape so you could measure furniture or different home decor pieces that you want to bring into your home? Well, here's a hack you can try. A dollar bill measures about 6 inches long. So if you don't have a measuring tape, pull out a dollar bill and you can use it to measure the different items to find out roughly how long something is. If you're trying to cut on your cutting board and it's sliding around all over the place, here's a hack you can try. Get a damp paper towel and just set it underneath your cutting board. It's gonna help hold everything in place while you're cutting. Hey guys, I'm Liz and you're watching my second DIY channel where I post daily DIY videos. You may be familiar with my main channel, Liz Fenwick DIY, but I'm glad that you found me over here on my second channel. Make sure that you're subscribed so you just get notified every day when I post our daily DIY video.